Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Midlife with Courage. This one is a solo, as you can see and hear. And this week, I wanted to talk about a band that is very close to my heart. I know I've talked before about music and the power it has to uplift and motivate and all the things. Well, one of the bands, the major band that our family has been really attached to, which attached isn't the right word, but I'll explain it here in a minute. REO Speedwagon. And if you grew up in the 80s, you know REO Speedwagon, you know their music. Even if you didn't grow up in the 80s, you have heard their music, I can promise you. Look it up, you'll find it, and you'll realize. When my girls were 13, my husband bought them a video for Christmas that was like a backstage at REO Speedwagon type video. VHS, back in the day. And they loved it. And they already were musical kids. They, were in the band and they loved listening to the music that we listen to. Hint, hint, when you have kids, try and do that because it can help through a lot of things. But they just love this video, this REO Speedwagon. And so their birthday was coming up, and we also realized that there was a concert, an REO Speedwagon concert coming up within the next few months. And we decided for their birthday gift, we would give them tickets to this show. And it was going to be an overnight thing because we had to travel a few hours to go. And in the meantime, before this kind of all happened, one of my daughters was on the internet, of course, because that was kind of out there now, there too. And people used to have these little internet boards where you could come and talk to each other. And I think they still have those. I'm not sure. Anyway, so Katie was on with the keyboard player who founded REO Speedwagon. And she was in there talking and chatting with people and stuff. Well, anyway, he found out that, we were taking them to the show. And so he arranged it so that we could have backstage passes after the show. And oh my gosh, all four of us to go out to meet the band afterwards. And so, of course, they were so excited. And so were we. We'd never done this before. And so, the weekend came, and oh my gosh, the day of the concert, we drove 3 hours to get there, and we had the whole day to kind of hang out and do stuff. And oh my gosh, the girls were so excited. Their faces were just red. They were so excited for the show, and then afterwards. And it was amazing. It was magical. After the show, we got to go back and wait for them to come out, and they knew right who Katie was and Sarah. And anyway, that was the first in a long journey with REO Speedwagon and the people around them. And it has been amazing. And I am so thankful for that. What it has led to, of course, we kept going to other shows and we get to go backstage again. And the people that we met during this whole journey have been amazing. And actually, I've had some, like, my best friends were made through the band. Basically, we have. I know if you've paid attention, you've heard me or seen me talk about my princess friends, and those people all came from meeting them through REO Speedwagon. I should write a book someday. Um, but it's a pretty cool thing when, a band, first of all, the music affects you so much. I mean, I don't know how it cannot. Usually people say like their music has been the background of things that have happened, or, the first time they do something, they had this song playing or whatever. And that's awesome. And that's the same thing for me, but it's also been the foundation for meeting so many wonderful people. And I was sad. I'm very sad to know that REO Speedwagon will not be touring anymore after the end of the year. Now, the whole way that happened has been very frustrating, and I'm not even going to get into it because this is going to be all positive today. However, I will say that Bruce, the bass player, and Neil, the keyboard player, who is now retired, Bruce has been so instrumental, pun intended, with helping my girls, especially Sarah, just grow up and handle things. And Sarah actually became a really good bass player because of his influence. But he and his wife, Kimmy, are just wonderful people. They are magical. Literally almost. Kimmy works at Disney, and she's been responsible for so many dreams for people. And that's an understatement. She is amazing. She's wonderful. And the two of them together, they're just good people. So it's going to be really sad not to have him playing on stage anymore. And it has been sad not seeing him on stage anymore. So I just wanted to kind of, I don't know, like pay homage to REO Speedwagon and what they've meant to us and our girls. And um, they really have helped us with, growing up, having kids and having kids that are teenage kids. If there's one thing that can bring you together, that's amazing. And for us, one of those, there's probably more than one, but this was a big one where the music that we shared kind of brought us together. And we still, talk about things that happened or, incidences that happened while we were at a show or after the show or whatever. And it's just been so really amazing. And I'm so thankful and grateful. And the good thing, if there is a good thing when a band has to stop touring, is that their music can still be played. Even though they aren't going to be touring in person anymore, you can still listen to their music. Every spring for the last, 13 years, when I take my little red Mustang out of storage, the first thing I do, I need to drive it, to clear out the carburetor, whatever that means. My mechanic husband tells me that's what I need to do. So that's what I do. I get in, I have a little jump drive with music on it, and I play Back on the Road Again, which is Bruce's song. And then he wrote a song called Born to Love You for his wife. And I blast those as loud as I can as I'm tooling down the road, clearing out the carburetor in my Mustang. So that's what I've been doing this week too, trying to drive the Mustang as much as I can and putting that music on as loud as I possibly can. Just it helps me feel better. So what is something that you connect with your kids or other people? Is there something like that you have that helps you connect with others or makes you feel better? Tell me about it. Leave it in the comments. Shoot me a text with this if you're listening to this podcast, or leave a comment if you're reading this as a blog, which is what I'm going to do with it, I believe. So, yeah. So, long live REO Speedwagon. Long live all the good music. And I hope you all take care of your beautiful selves.